Hey, Donna.
What's going on? All right, it says we're live.
I see everyone's talking to us.
All
Sandra
right.
D's here. Look at me, I'm Sandra D.
Turn off your volume. There's a notification.
That's you. My phone's all turned down. I'm ready.
Did you get a notification?
Let's see. Yep, there it is.
All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about our secret weapon. We're trying to give you guys an idea how you're going to survive the coming apocalypse. Every day we get closer to this election, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And we'll recap at the end of the video. But first, we'll get into our secret weapon. We're going to wait just a few minutes so more people can show up. Please hit the thumbs up on the way in. That helps the algorithm send it out to more people, because when we show you guys this information today,
Yeah, do thumbs up so more people can hear about it.
it's going to be very important information, because we're just coming off of Texas, you guys. If you're not paying attention, there was almost 3 million people that were without power, and they just got power right before the weekend, and some are still without power, but there was 3 million people without power in Texas for a while. Okay, so all we're trying to do is help you guys, overcome adversity and keep you away from, places that might hurt you.
Maybe. Welcome, Mandy.
But Stacy and I have a philosophy ourselves that we really try to take care of ourselves to the best of our own ability right here on the homestead, with a lot of things that we have around us that we grow, and herbs and everything. And then we also have an emergency setup in case one of us gets hurt. If you guys have been following our channel for a while, it was a couple of years ago. We were building a cabin for Mom. We actually brought her out of the city. We moved her up here on our 11 acres. We built her a log cabin, and in the process, I fell and broke 5 of my ribs. Oh, we got jumpy signals tonight.
Oh, you look. What is that? That's crazy. What is it? Looks like you had like an itch.
It's going to be a fun show tonight. All right, so I broke 5 of my ribs, and my first reaction was not to run to the hospital. My first reaction was to make sure that I could breathe. I felt my body to make sure nothing was sticking out of it. And then I know that if you go to a chiropractor, you could get x-rays done kind of right on the spot. They read them right there with you, and it's way cheaper. Okay, so it was like $100 for my x-rays. If I would have drove all the way to the emergency room, it would have probably been like 5 or 6 times that amount, or even higher. Okay, and there's nothing, if you guys know, there's nothing that you can actually do for if you break your ribs, right? Like that, it's just something that you have to suck up. One of the old wives' tales is that you want to wrap a tight bandage around them, and from what I learned from breaking 5 ribs is that's not what you want to do.
Not anymore. They thought they used to.
They used to think the compression was good, but actually it's not. Okay, so you just want to let it, you just have to stay off your feet. I actually lived in a recliner for quite a while, months.
Yes, he did. He slept in that recliner for many months.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was brutal. But that's just what we're talking about, right? Stacy and I, we just try to stay away from the pharmacia, from the doctors. We don't have a primary care physician, and we're only going to be sharing with you guys, and we only share with you guys things that we've tested, that's tried and true, and that we use ourselves, and this is just kind of our testimony. But what we have here is...
we just want to say hi to everyone, because everyone's in a very good mood today.
Well, sure.
Everyone's coming on in.
It's a great mood.
Yes.
Come on in.
I can feel the energy from everybody right now. I can feel it.
She feels it.
Do you guys feel all the wonderful energy here today?
I wasn't on a ladder. I was just walking.
I know I walked.
There's no ladder safety.
I
had some pipes sticking out of the back of my truck, and I did something, and I was walking around to the back or to the other side, and when I came around, my head just like barely touched. No, not like that. It was just barely touched, because I kind of remembered at the same time, as soon as my head made the contact, and I jerked back to miss the pipe, right? And I lost my footing.
Well, you lost it because you know how slippery gravel can be?
Yeah, the gravel's like, that's why they call them marbles. You know, if you guys watch NASCAR racing and they say the marbles on the turns, that's where those guys learn how to drive, is because most of the NASCAR guys come from the country, and they do all the turns and stuff on these gravel roads out here, right? And so anyways, that sent me right down to the ground, and I landed on my pintle hitch on my truck.
And I watched it from up. I was getting wood, and I saw this all happen. And he just...
And we actually use, what kind of natural stuff did we use? We wrapped a poultice on it. Why don't you tell them some of that stuff real quick? What did you put on there?
Well, we didn't do anything at the beginning because basically he went into shock first. That's what that was. He was kind of in shock. So we just watched him. I just watched him because he was in so much pain. You know, when you see a very strong person that you love, you know, that really never gets, you know, they can take a lot of pain, and you can just tell he was in so much pain. I knew he was really hurting. So, you know, just watched him. The big thing, a lot of it is cayenne pepper does help with shock. So like a little swig of that helps you come out of it. This is just from our experiences. Always do your research, remember, guys? So watched him. Then the next day, and actually after it happened, you did that video. You remember? It was on the front porch.
Yeah, I had to get on the video.
He could hardly, I mean, I couldn't even believe it. Then right after that, he went into shock. And then you did.
I was probably in shock when I did the video.
And then the next day we went to the chiropractor, got the x-ray, and then we just kind of did it. But the comfrey poultices were very, very helpful.
Yeah, we used
then
comfrey.
This, I'm going to forget it. Dit Dao Sao. It was that Asian mixture. All the different families do different ones. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I can't remember. I have it in the room. Dit Dao. It was a mixture of herbs we also used on it, and that was helpful.
Yep.
Along with the comfrey poultices. And then we did, by Dr. Christopher, I don't know, we had done the complete bone and tissue. On the external also, and then also internally. He took a lot of those pills. Yeah, he took those supplementations. So that helped him because it was pretty good. One of his ribs was broken bad, like broken through in two places.
Yeah.
So it was pretty bad.
And so no pain medication, no big pharma, no getting hooked on nothing, right? Just using what God has given us on this earth. He said that he has given us everything, that the seed and the plants are our medicine and our food, right? And so Stacy and I, on our adventures of living off here on off grid for 15 years, taking care of ourselves, staying out of the stores pretty much, you know, doing our thing, no bills with the electric company, gas company, trash company, all these companies. You know, it's just been fantastic that we've just become more self-sufficient and relying on ourselves. So what we're going to do is show you guys now, since there's enough people here and you guys are hitting the thumbs up. And
before we start, there's a lot of people are very excited about let's talk a little bit about the gardens.
A little bit about the gardens.
So,
will we go get some grapes?
Sure, and I'll talk. Okay. I'm very
You tell them what's going on in the garden.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people are getting tons of tomatoes. This year here, because we're in Missouri, my tomatoes, I mean, I'm getting so many tomatoes. Chickens are getting lots of tomatoes. Everyone's getting lots of tomatoes. Friends, family, everyone's getting tomatoes. Tomatoes are rocking, and I see a lot of people are having good things with that. And then also root vegetables. A lot of people, I've seen quite a few comments on that. Yeah, my beets and my potatoes were rocking this year. I think my potato harvest was the best ever. The one thing that we did do bad with, I don't know about some of you guys here in Missouri, the cucumbers were just terrible. Those little cucumber beetles popped up out of nowhere. I even have them in my garden where there's things that they don't even like. I was finding them. So let's see. Is anyone what are you having good things happen in your garden? Anybody? Leave some comments of what you're growing that's rocking. This is our first wonderful year finally of getting some Concord grapes, and they're absolutely beautiful, and they taste amazing. So if you guys are growing grapes, which one do you guys like? Steve says his garden's completely wiped out. I will not plant anymore. It does get you, Steve. You know what? If you could find a produce auction, like an Amish produce auction or something, or go to some farmer's market, and then you can get some of your stuff and you can harvest it, freeze some of the stuff so you'll have it through the winter months. Let's see. So Peggy says her tomatoes have that bottom rot. Yeah, that's just from inconsistent watering a lot of the times. You know, if you have a bad drought and then they get too much water, that happens sometimes. Let's see. Jamie says, can you leave potatoes in the ground or will they rot? If you have a lot of rain, they will get squishy over time. So, yeah, I usually take mine out.
We don't like it when we don't get right into the stuff.
Cure them a little bit, and then from there, you know, you can store them down in the basement or the root cellar.
Y'all, growing food is very powerful. Those are just right off our Concord grapevine outside there. Got them for days. That's what they're worried about.
They're so pretty.
They're worried about you taking care of yourself.
Cherry tomatoes. Yep, the yams are growing. Yeah, so Lisa said the squash and the cucumber, the bugs have been nasty. So I'm gonna wait. So Thursday for everybody, and then we'll get going. Thursday the 25th. Here's the Amish saying: you July 25.
Plant it all.
Plant rain or shine. You plant your fall garden.
July 25. Plant it all to stay alive.
Yep.
Little Concord grapes.
Oh, pumpkins. Yep. Oh, Salon Girl picked 200 plus Granny Smith apples.
I keep freezing.
That's beautiful. No one's saying anything.
Are we freezing up, you guys?
It's like a weird glitch on the screen here.
All right, you guys. Laura, the difference between the books is one specifically is about living off grid. That's a little booklet, some top tips to if you want to live off grid. Like the first couple tips could save you a lot of headache and definitely thousands of dollars. I've had people write me saying that saved them thousands of dollars, and it's only a few dollars for the little booklet. And so it's good 7 steps of getting off grid. And then the other one I made was just like a homesteading booklet. So a lot of people are leaving the city like we did. They don't know what to do first or how to do it, and it's just kind of a little help me along to kind of get your juices flowing and get you kind of going. You know what I mean? Just stuff you could kind of think about and implement, and then kind of move along with. So that's what those are. So I'll give you guys some links real quick, and then we need to get into this.
We are.
Our secret sauce.
I love to see. Watermelons were really good out here, too. Zucchini. Mangoes. Mary's got mangoes in the Keys.
And y'all, we're still pre-selling the cups, the copper mugs. If you guys want to get one, no big deal. But they're going to be here in a couple weeks, about 3 weeks, maybe 4. And that's what they look like. And they do tarnish on the inside now. That's totally normal. This is copper here. I'm jumping on these.
Oh yeah, Sunny Ray says her lemon cucumbers and tomatoes are doing good. I did the lemon cucumbers for a couple years. They were really good.
So one of our secret weapons is growing food.
Yep.
Because when you grow your own food, nobody can have control over you, right? Because like Henry Kissinger said, control the food, control the people. So, you know, they can't make us sing and dance to get into a store to buy our necessities because we have it all right here on our property. And to be honest with you guys, sometimes, you know, like especially lately, because I know things are getting pretty intense, man. I'm almost ashamed to like share my bounties and everything with you, man. Because we've been busting hump out here for 15 years, and we have blessings and everything, you know what I mean? And sometimes I feel almost guilty, I guess you could say. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that are behind the 8 ball, man, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm trying to help. But these are jamming little grapes. All right, you guys hitting the thumbs up? Yes, you are. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, and here's the thing. You know, it's funny, like when I drive down the driveway and you start seeing stuff, and it's weird because we were watching one of our older videos. Remember that popped up or something from 7 or 8 years ago?
Yeah, even we watch our old videos.
Well, it's just they pop up when you look at other stuff.
My beard was dark. My belly was bigger.
And so it's just funny to see that, like, we didn't have hardly anything, and then you just see like their garden, and then you start adding different things, and it just takes time. So that's what I'm saying. For a lot of you guys, no matter where you are, in a big pot, you can plant stuff.
So you grow a bunch of potatoes in the pots?
Yeah, I planted tons of stuff. You can put lots of stuff in those little pots.
Yep.
You know, you could have a really rocking garden. If you were a single person or even just 2 people, you could get a lot of produce like that, and just growing them. And even like just getting some grapes, sticking them in the ground somewhere on the side of your house, or if you were in a area. Like even if you were like in a condo or an apartment, if you had a big pot and did like a little trellis, you know, you could do some of these things. So just do something, you know, and really think about starting, you know, cooking from scratch and trying to eat what's in season. Definitely.
Yeah, eating what's in season is very key, and closest to the vine you can get it, the better it is for your health.
Yeah, he's like, because we've been eating a lot of potatoes and a lot of tomatoes, and we've been doing
everything from the garden.
So you're kind of getting all the peaches are in season. We're eating a lot of peaches, a lot of fruit, cantaloupes, and watermelon, and all that. And it's just really fun. So for a lot of you guys, like even if you're getting them, a lot of these grocery stores have your like watermelons and things. Everything's from local farms around. You know, you could even get some of that stuff. You can get your watermelon and turn it into a puree and use that. You know, you can make it into a juice or add it to drinks, like make a little soda. Put a little shot of the watermelon puree, put some sparkling mineral water over it, and you have the greatest tasting drink for your kids or family. A lot of fun things that you can do with a lot of this extra fruit. I had a friend last year who had so many cucumbers she didn't know what to do, so she made tons and tons of juice. You know, blended it all up. She froze it in containers, and then she would have cucumber juice all throughout the year. She put some lemon in it, and it was incredible. So, you know, sometimes think out of the box on some of the stuff that you can, you know, go ahead and use and save throughout the year. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't use tampons. They're loaded with heavy metals.
Well, and they're very,
Gotta get some
the
organics.
cotton, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a lot, the more you know, you know, like all this other stuff. All right, we got to get into this kit because I want to talk about all kinds of stuff. We're already 13 minutes in.
Oh my gosh.
You don't understand. This is a big deal.
Yes, we're going.
All right, you guys, listen up. First day is really important. Our motto is try to do everything you can at home first.
Well, let's talk emergency. In an emergency, you want to have emergency kind of preparedness kit for stuff that you have.
Before you even have a kit too, you need to practice like compressions and mouth to mouths and how to wrap a tourniquet and all this kind of stuff, right? A lot of people, I've seen police officers in the line of duty requiring a tourniquet, not even know how to put one on or put one on their buddy, okay? So this kind of stuff is very important. In a grid down situation or any kind of a high stress situation, you want to practice this stuff before it becomes a necessity, so you're not fumbling around. And if you mess up a tourniquet, it could cost you your life.
So here, there are a lot of these things they host in different communities. Even through the cities, there's preparedness things. Remember, like emergency, where they will go ahead and, you know, you can go to them. Sometimes they're free. Sometimes they might
set your own up. Start your own.
Yeah, do your own. Maybe find someone that could help. If there's a fireman or someone that has been trained in a lot of this stuff, a lot of them will do it.
You should do that at your woman's conference. Stacy should do that at her woman's conference. Did you know Stacy had a woman's conference?
Well, we are doing self-defense.
You should do. I think you should do first aid too.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I have. So. No, I do. I have. We do.
Yes.
I'm a nurse.
I think that's really good. Yes. You should talk to her right quick about doing that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So Stacy has a woman's retreat, woman's conference, y'all. If you want to go, like limited seating tickets, 2 days of all Stacy and all her stuff.
I'm trying to get all the ladies' pictures up there and what they're talking about, but they're being a little slow. So just
no Doug interruptions, just fun Doug being security.
No Doug.
And then you guys can learn. You're going to have a bang up time. We have farm fresh food from the farm and everything. It's really good. So if you guys want to come and hang out with Stacy, you really should. For 2 days, food's provided. And you're going to learn a ton of stuff. But yeah, she's going to have a first aid thing there too. And we'll teach you guys about tying a tourniquet and all that kind of stuff. That's excellent. I love it. All right. So, now, we are going to learn how to do that kind of stuff. We need to have the stuff, right? Like the bandages, the this and the that. So we're going to break apart right now our little kit. We're going to show you guys where you can, we're going to show you guys where you can get one and all this kind of business, okay?
But for anything, just for you guys, you need to, here we go. You need to have something where you know you can have a flashlight, you have some batteries, you have, you know, things that you can grab
in one location, not here over in that drawer and here over in that drawer. You see here that picture on the thumbnail? We have a complete kit. Everything is right here, ready to roll. So if we need it, when we're stressed out and in an emergency situation, we don't have to think about where everything is. We just go to the kit. Got it? All right, so this is the top layer of the kit, right? It's the most accessible. So you have your things in here such as...
So they look like little candies.
Looks like Quaaludes. Remember back in the day, Quaaludes?
Not everyone remembers that kind of stuff.
Come on.
You juvenile delinquent.
What is that?
These things are moist towelettes. Once you get them wet, there's tons of them in there, they will bulk up and make like a towel, a moist towel. Okay, which is amazing because in an emergency situation, you never know, right?
100% essential oils.
So there's lots of different essential oils in here for lots of different things. And then we have, what is this one?
Man, you're a slow reader.
Yeah, no, I was like, my eyes are like, so these are sutures.
Yep, that's what I thought.
So
For closing up wounds.
Yep.
If the stitches doesn't do it, go grab the stitches over there. Where is it? Is it right here?
No.
So if the stitches doesn't close it, our first recommendation, if you guys get a cut, not a puncture, okay? If you get a cut, not a puncture, there's a thing to the kit, is to use the stitches. We sell that ourselves, not that label anymore. I changed that, but this is basically a blend of herbs that you can get at offgridwithdougandstacy.com. Hit the shop tab. So at a minimum, you should have that in your preps, and then if it's bigger than that, you could use those sutures on there.
So then there's, you know, you have your tape, you have your bandages. Everybody knows about that.
Yes.
So all that's in there. So that's just the
That's
top
just
of the
on the
kit.
top of this box right here.
Yeah. Then underneath there, we're gonna have some good stuff inside of there.
Oh boy! All right, let me bring this down for you guys can see what's going on and just hear us talk. Okay? You guys should seriously consider this stuff. All right? This is nitroglycerin. No, I'm just kidding. Because it looks like it because it's all foamed in and everything. All right, first up we have some
Gauze sponges.
comprehensive, gauze pads.
Gauze sponges. So these are
Yes.
sponges.
Sponges.
So the one thing that I love about this is, you know, who knows what to do. There's tinctures. These are lots of different tinctures. They come in different sizes, like 2 ounces, 4 ounces. So there's tinctures for almost everything.
What's that say?
Pine needle.
This is comfrey tincture.
Yeah, so there's lots of tinctures. And the
This
cool
is
thing,
cramp bark. More cramp bark. Echinacea root.
so listen,
That's awesome.
at the Homegrown Herbalist, this is the Bunker Buster kit. So
Lemon balm.
basically, it has all the tinctures, and then you can go and you can read all about it. It tells you how to use the formulas, the dosing instruction, the herbs in for adults, for children, for pets, tinctures for pets. It goes through every single thing, and then it will go on, and there's a chart that even tells you like what's the problem is in the herb formula and how to do it, which I think is just amazing. So everything is here, and it's laminated, so it's not going to get wet and get ruined, and it will last through the apocalypse. So, and then there's lots of different tinctures, and the one thing that I love about tinctures, they're in a dark bottle.
Yes.
They are in an alcohol suspension.
Yes.
So they will last many, 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 many years.
And the way he has them packaged in here with this heavy duty foam, they're not bumping, breaking, smacking
Go
around.
through the airport.
It's very,
Yeah.
well, I don't know about that. Sweet wormwood. You guys, these are the remedies that your great grandma and them used to use that Rockefellers threw out of the country and demanded that we use petroleum products. Okay,
And-
he took over the whole medical field. This is how we used to take care of ourselves, and we're trying to get you guys back to it, and we do it, and you should too. Now we're going to go on to the second part of the kit.
So this is from the Homegrown Herbalist. Dr. Jones went
Yes.
into a lot. He put all this together. You know, if they didn't have anything, any help, he could do everything and have everything in this container. And he's done a fabulous job, I
And
have
look.
to say. It's just amazing, all the different things in here that you could
Get the
use
next one.
whenever the problem arises.
And look, we just said Texas, 3 million people are without power. They just restored power after a week. Let that side down and the other. If you guys are without power, you're going to have to learn how to take care of yourselves, you guys. And if we're going into crazy town, you definitely need to know how to take care of yourself. Okay? And this is the kind of stuff you need at your house so you can take care of yourself. All right, we're moving into the next box in this kit, which you can get at the link I provide. Just click the link and check it out. Right?
Well, and here's the other thing, okay? Let's say, you know, you want to make your own. You know, this kind of gives you ideas too. So
Alcohol.
this is, no, it's not water.
Oh.
This is water. So this is sterile water.
Sterile water.
So if you're going to make, if you need it, you know, if you're going to debride your injury or anything,
An eye.
or there's these really cool
Spritzer applicator.
things. So the little tincture bottles,
Yes.
can you open it and get me or not?
No, that's good.
In the tincture bottle, these fit right in the tincture bottle. So if whatever the ailment, you can It depends on, you know, what it is. Let's say you don't want to put alcohol in open wounds, so you might want to dilute it a little bit with some of this water. Okay, so that's another option you can do. So this is great because using the tincture on wounds can work incredibly.
An eyedropper, so you can take tinctures out and apply them directly on a wound or any kind of other stuff. Iodine. Right here is a Protex's
Those are gloves.
surgical gloves.
Then there's this wonderful tape that you can
Yes.
use on your animals, on yourself. It's just kind of adhesive. It sticks. Or you can wrap things. This is the best invention ever.
Now he has the duct tape suture kit.
And so basically, you're going to, like, you know how they would put it in your skin and they would sew you up. You're going to do the same. It has tape on each side, the duct tape, and then there's like the little strings, little things, and then you can put it through and then pull it tight, and basically that will close a wound.
Yes, it's a suture kit.
Amazing.
And you guys, if you want any kind of herbal books, if let's say you can't afford the kit or something, but you want to get an herbal remedy book, Stacy has a remedy book, but he has all the herbal stuff. Stacy's even taken his course. He even has a course you guys could take. Okay, so basically I'm turning you on to the whole link of the Homegrown Herbalist. You guys got to click through our link or use off-grid when you go check out. All right, but if you start off here at this link and wherever you go there, he'll be knowing where you are coming from. And if you do buy something from him, just tell him that you came from Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy, so he knows
Okay.
that we talked about it because we said we would. We always do what we say we will.
Got everything else?
All right, so those are all good in there.
And then, and I like it because it's in a nice container. So let's say you guys even, yeah, it's all connected. Like those, what do you call these things that you use for the?
Nothing. They're just a container of storage.
I can't.
Just open it up. Let's see what's in there. All right, we're gonna get to the big box at the bottom now. Hold on, I'm trying to move the phone. It gets a little tricky.
Wait a minute.
It's childproof.
Wait, I can't do it upside down. What am I doing wrong? There you go. Okay. So we have the nitrile gloves.
Hold on. Nitro gloves.
There's a lot more sponges.
A lot more sponges.
This is definitely, in any grid down or any situation, I could not survive without mine. You need a wonderful headlamp.
Yes.
And it's rechargeable.
This is an emergency kit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you're going to use this for your daily sickies and everything, but it's also for, like, if everything blacks out or things go bad on you.
It's a bunker buster.
Bunker
So,
buster.
because let's say it's dark. Let's say you're doing a procedure. I'm trying to look or, do something. He broke his ribs. I got to help him there. So, headlamps are great. And then you also have all the tools. There's tweezers and all the good little things that you might need, right? In a situation. Have your nice little tray.
Those tinctures and everything are going to last a very long time. Now, this is a whole nother bottle.
So these are bigger tinctures.
How long
these
are these
the
going to
4
last?
ounces. Many
years. This stuff doesn't
years
just
and
go
years.
away.
That's why I'm saying this is not something, a lot of stuff, like I had started doing like first aid kits and things, and I would make my own, and certain things in there, it's not going to last.
If I go get my other first aid kit, it's just basically all petroleum based. It's basically just big pharma stuff in there. You know what I'm telling you guys? Like, it's, ointments and stuff like this. It's just what's available to the public. This is next level, okay? Like, this is, holistic herbs, the medicines to take care of you. You know what I'm saying?
And I can't tell if you guys can go Dr. Jones, the Homegrown Herbalist on YouTube. He's got tons of videos. And he also did a video on this kit. And then he also, he told a story, like he said his thumb has been bothering him. So he took the hops tincture, because it's good for pain. He sprays it on and it helps the pain for 4 hours or so. And if it hurts again, he'll put it on there. So there's just certain things. You can listen to some of his videos. He goes into great detail about different herbs, and you learn a lot about him. He's funny, and it's just a great way to learn. So I'm just telling you right now, whenever you're doing stuff, put on a video, start watching it while you're washing the dishes, or you're working in your barn, or if you're doing some tools or making woodworking or whatever you're doing, if you're out in the garden, just turn it on and start listening to a lot of these things and start learning about some of these powerful herbs, because these tinctures will last so long, especially
if you don't use them up.
Yeah, that's true. And then you can get more if you do. But certain ones you might, and then you just have to replenish it.
You guys, and you also got to change your mindset. Like, a lot of people are complaining about the price of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
If you would buy everything by itself, it would cost so much more. So here's the thing.
Mindset, man. You guys are missing it.
Do what you can.
Yes.
So, like, you know,
you can piecemeal it.
Get a few of these things.
Yes.
You know, maybe.
Show them some more of those. Is that 2 layers in there? Why is it so deep? Why are the handles on there? That pulls up and there's another layer.
Yeah, there's more.
Yes.
There's
some digestive support.
Cold away.
Cold away.
Bleeding.
Bleeding. What is bleeding?
For if you're bleeding. Adrenal support.
Adrenal support.
Lots of adrenal support.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you guys, this isn't like, you know, this isn't the Walmart first aid kit. I'm just trying to tell you guys that somebody said
histamine. You know, like you got stung by something, and you know, histamine. So there's all these things. So he's formulated a lot of different tinctures to help with different things.
And for some people, it might be out of your reach.
Kidney and bladder. Okay. So that's the thing, you know, you guys got to do, like, let's say you have certain problems and maybe that's what you want to put. So maybe you could get 1 or 2 tinctures, or you can make your own tinctures. You know, learn how to make some of these tinctures.
He's got the books there too.
Yeah, so there's lots of books, there's lots of information. You could, you know, get different books if you want. I mean, just do what you can. Our thing is just to try to be prepared. Maybe make yourself your own kit. Maybe ask for it as a present. You could do that from somebody.
Why do we like Dr. Jones? Let's give a little history about Dr. Jones, the veterinarian.
So Dr. Jones, Dr. Patrick Jones, he is a
friend of ours.
Yes, he's a vet. He lives in Idaho. He's a naturopath. He is also a clinical herbalist. He's been doing this a long time, like 30 years. 30 years. And he has 15 kids that he has raised, and he has used all this stuff on him. And I like to hear stories. He says he might have went to the doctor 2 times in all his time raising his children, and that even wasn't necessary at that time. And he puts his money where his mouth is, and he does his stuff. He knows his stuff. He's very interesting to listen to. I've learned so much from him, and I really think he has a really good product. So he does a great job with this stuff. So I'm very happy with this, and I feel good having this, and for a lot of you guys, I think it's something that, you know, if this is not in your, you know, reach right now, you could start by maybe getting certain ones or making your own, and just start making your own little first aid kit. And then that way you'll be prepared, you know, getting a headlamp, getting some.
And we're just introducing this to you guys, right? We're showing you what's possible, that you could save up your money and get something that's very equitable. Like, this is a very important type of kit you could have at your house to take care of you and your family. And all the directions, everything comes with it. Like she showed you the chart and what to use, when to use it.
How to use it, everything's in it. Everything is in it. It's kind of like for total dummies. Like total dummies.
Did you pull up the tab?
There's just more.
I know, let's just see it.
Tinctures.
See if you can do it.
Actually, it's put together really good.
No, it is put together really good. It's a bunker buster. So here's another whole layer of bigger bottles of herbs, of herbal remedies and everything,
and
right?
There's
like
another one underneath it.
And there's another one just like this underneath it. This
tummy
is
tamer.
adrenal support, tummy tamer.
Respiratory.
Cold away.
I already did those.
Suggested use, teaspoon, 2 times daily.
Poultice.
I mean, if you know, you guys,
memory and alertness.
Do you know how much time it would take you to make all these tinctures and to gather all this stuff? Here.
Muscle, no more spasms.
No more muscle spasms.
Yeah, there's something for everybody and everything.
So we're just trying to help you guys along. Now, oh shoot!
I lost the handle. There you go.
We're pretty fired up to get ours. Stacy does a lot of stuff herself, but we don't have anything that extensive. And there's some stuff on there that we can't get just due to where we are, like our location. We don't have certain of those things to make that type of herb to handle that type of ailment.
Yeah, so I'm very happy with that. So,
So
there you go.
About it.
Questions?
Dr. Jones' wife had all their kids at home. Yes, I'm pretty sure she did, actually.
Well, no, some of them they have adopted, I think, and then
there were a couple adopted. Yeah, the ones that they had physically, I think they had a home birth.
Well, his wife is a midwife,
Medulla,
and a naturopath.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're totally understanding that everyone cannot get this or has it on their radar. We got it, and it's on our radar, and we thought we would share with you because it is very beneficial.
Yes, I love it. It looks really cool. And for a lot of us, no, I mean, it's awesome. Everything's there. Everything is there.
Yes.
And it's something for a lot of you guys just to start thinking about or starting to make your own, or maybe start saving up for something like that, or ask for a present.
So that's just called the Bunker Buster, okay? And you guys can get one if you want to, or you could get, you know, like his other books or anything off his website. I'm leaving a link for you guys right here. Just scroll down on our page. Stacy wrote a remedy book too if you guys just want to get that, save a few bucks. But you guys can go check out the Bunker Buster. Just click down to the Homegrown Herbalist and use that link so he knows where you came from.
Oh, Sandra D says she got 2 pieces of literature in the mail from the county representative regarding emergency preparedness and hurricane preparedness. They speak without speaking. Yeah, I mean, you're having a lot of municipalities talking about preparedness and all that. So it is one of those things we do. It's very important to kind of have some type of game plan, because half the time, how do you know, when something happens, everyone rushes to the grocery store or goes to the hardware store, and then you're out of everything, or you can't get there, or cars are backed up. So always think ahead before something happens.
We crash their site. You guys are going to have to chill, like, going to their site. You might have to take a little bit of time with it, because there's a lot of you guys, and they're just a little family thing. It's not some big conglomerate or nothing, and they're doing the best they can. And you might get a little slowed up on the website there, okay? But there's the link right there. Somebody just asked for the link. I'll drop the link right there again. Or if you go to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, hit the shop tab and scroll down. You'll see Homegrown Herbalist, and you can click that link. It'll portal you right over to his website, and then you can look at all of his books and everything. And like I said, you'll have to be patient. For gasoline, I have 2 500-gallon tanks, 500 unleaded, 500 diesel. I did a whole video about that stuff. I got my tanks delivered the day Joe Biden got into office, and then the gas went off the chain, up. Miles buying wholesale, and I still get my gas delivered, and we keep gas at the place. You know what I mean? So, in case the pumps go down, you guys, I'm just trying to keep you prepared. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Now we're going to dive into it. We got assassination attempts on Trump, right? Possibly 3 different shooters. The guy they're putting the pictures out is not the perpetrator at all. It's all fake, phony baloney. The Secret Service chick says that she didn't want him on the roof because of the slant. This is all so stupid. It's like they're just like making us look like clown world, third world country or something, right? The guy, they didn't even have real Secret Service there. There was a lot of police there. None of the police from the department had on their badge cams. Secret Service was not hardly there. There was a lot of U.S. Marshals there. It was just the whole thing is a joke, okay? Everyone leaves after the thing. They don't take any witness statements. They hosed off the roof already, right? We don't see nothing of the ear. We don't hear no doctor's reports. It's not just the one side of this, right? It's the both sides, okay? It's the both sides.
Deborah says, do you have a suture practice kit? You know what you guys could do is just get a grapefruit, and you can practice suturing, right, if it's an emergency, on your grapefruit.
Carolyn says she's been trying to amass her collection, and something like this would cost way more for her to amass by herself.
Oh, my gosh, for sure.
So,
oh, no, for sure.
He's making these in batches with his family and stuff. I mean, everything is, it's good stuff. Yeah, the whole thing has been a hot mess, right? And then, the assassination was supposed to take out Trump, and we took out Biden. Now Biden resigned. He's not going to do it no more. We're 90 days, y'all, away from a major election in our country. And the leading candidate from the Democrat Party is just bowed out. And now you got Kamala Harris. And stay tuned, because you don't even know who's going to be the secondary pick, or if she'll even weather the storm. But I say she will. So I don't know, y'all. This is some clown show stuff. I wouldn't even be surprised if Joe Biden is actually dead. I have a post that they were giving them 10 doses of, what was it?
What?
Grab my phone over there, will you? They've already shot him up 10 times, they're saying, with some kind of a drug. And it wasn't from Doc Jones's kit. It's right there underneath my paper, right there. Grab it. To the right.
This?
My phone.
I didn't know your phone. I thought you wrote on a piece of paper.
No, I said my phone, please. All right, here I'm going to show you guys right now. Come on, come talk to them about their other stuff.
To walk over the bunker buster. All right.
Flags at the Capitol are half-mast. Joe Biden passed away. I told you. Is that for real? Are they saying that's for real? Breaking news? Come on, stop the madness. If it's not true, where's the community?
You guys heard that?
This is true, man. You guys heard it live right here on the Doug and Stacy thing.
No, did it happen?
Come on,
no.
Joe Biden has died. Yes, they're flying the things at half-mast. Everyone's posting it. Breaking news, the White House put the flags down at half-mast, signifying that Joe Biden is deceased. I just said it today that she will become president. Kamala Harris will become president before the election. Bam! Is this really happening right now? Oh my gosh, are you serious right now?
You guys look and see if you found anything.
Come on, somebody, put it in the notes. Put it in the notes. Are you seeing it? Put it in the notes. He did not. Yes, he did. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying, y'all. The flags are at half-mast. But here's the thing that I just got off the doctor. Memorandum for Carrie Jean Pierre, Assistant to the President and White House Press Secretary, from Kevin O'Connor, DOFFAFP, Physician to the President. President Biden is his 10th dose of Paxlovid this morning. His symptoms have almost resolved completely. His pulse, blood pressure, and respiratory rate or temperatures remain absolutely normal. His oxygen saturation continues to be excellent on room air. His lungs remain clear. This is today. They posted this July 22nd, 2024. Also, in Revelations, it says something about, this is going to be heavy duty, okay? But just let's hear me out. In Revelations 13, I want you guys to listen to this and tell me if it rings true to what we're seeing here. Okay? Hold on. I don't need commentary. I just want Revelations 13. I'm going to use the King James Bible. Here we go. Ready? And the beast which saw that it was unto the leopard, and the feet were as the feet to the bear, and the mouth of the lion, the dragon's power, and saw on one of the heads as if it were wounded to death. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Right? A head wound. Now listen. And there was given unto him a mouth of speaking great things and blasphemies. And he continued. Hold on. This is in 13:5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. 42 months. Joe Biden took office January 20th. And he quit on July 20th.
21st. Oh, that was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah.
42 months exactly. You with me? And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life, the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Got it? They're not written in the book of life, and they're talking about him all over the place right now. You got that? This is deep stuff. Then it says that he will usher forth the whore of Babylon. Now, I don't know if you know about the rumors with Kamala Harris or not. Maybe you should look into those rumors, but that's a rumor, okay? And that's actually a fact, but you can just look into it as rumor. Also, she wears purple. It says it'll be adorned with pearls. She's got 6 pearls on her neck, 6 pearls on her cufflinks, or 6 buttons on her cufflink. Like, I'm just telling you guys, this stuff is so crazy right now, okay? Just go look at those verses. Tell me what you think. Wild stuff. 42 months on the money. And he comes out and introduces and endorses Kamala Harris. Seriously, are you guys checking out if he's been capped off or what?
Is no one's saying anything.
Is he up? Is he down? Let's go to breaking news. Where's my breaking news segment?
He said he quit on National Ice Cream Day. You know, we did on National Ice Cream Day, we did do something, and we haven't done it in so long. I got some really good, no caffeinated homemade root beer and good homemade ice cream, and we had root beer floats.
No, we didn't.
Haagen-Dazs.
No, we didn't.
We didn't? Why?
No, because it was the day before. Ice cream
oh, we had to do, right. We just do it a few hours
Let's
before.
keep it real.
Yes, he's right. Ice Cream Day was Sunday.
All right, man. I am trying to find this information. And you guys, listen. They're already saying these people are dead. They're wearing masks and stuff, right? And then everybody acts surprised when he bows out. We've been saying he was going to bow out since forever, right?
There's nothing on the news about it, so I'm sure it's not true.
Well, why are the flags half-mast? And several different people are reporting it. And he's taking 10 doses of Paxlovid.
Everyone's saying it's not true.
All right, then it's not true. I believe it. But this is what Kennedy says. Listen to this now. And now I've seen this already floating around, but you know, here's your boy Kennedy, and he says it's already a done deal. But listen what he says. Ready?
President Trump announced yesterday that Jamie Dimon is his choice for Commerce Secretary, and that Larry Fink is his choice, who's the head of BlackRock, is his choice for the Treasury Secretary. And I think President Trump announced
you got that?
yesterday
And J.D. Vance, I tried to warn you guys and tell you about J.D. Vance. I'm just trying to do my due diligence and look into these folks. That was a very interesting thing that old Junior said there. These people, I'm telling you. Let's see what it says here. Source. Give me some source. It's for Sheila Jackson Lee. Not the White House. Okay, man. That was. You got to be careful out there, y'all.
Well, you got all excited.
Because that's what they're showing the picture.
We're
half
changing
dead.
the
2
subject
different
now.
people did it.
We're moving on.
Move on.
We're moving on.
Move on. But it is wild out here, and you guys better be careful. I mean, you should get a bunker buster if you can afford it. And just be ready, man. Prepare for the worst. And, you know, pray for the best and hope for the best. That's it. That's all we're doing, too. Like, we're trying to go every day through our everyday thing. This stuff's weighing heavy on me, too. Trying to follow all this stuff and trying to get the right information. And there's just too much hokey pokey going on.
So that's why you need to grow food, right? Get out in nature, breathe, and just live your life.
Yeah!
And only get rid of the toxic vampires in your life.
Yes.
Who are draining all of your energy.
All your joy.
Because you're only given a certain amount of energy every day. So know where you're going to... We got a certain amount of energy. And you can only give it to
That's
so
why
much.
I need other people's.
So you just need to know, I always say, your energy is like your money. Where are you going to spend your money? So look at these things in your life. You know, make your life a good life, you know. Getting out... Especially nature is the key, you guys. It is so important. Getting your hands in the dirt. Even if it's some plants in your house. It's just huge.
Power couple in sales. You're funny.
So your plants are important.
We should just keep all of our little secret tips to ourselves and not share them with you just because they cost money.
And the thing for anybody, you know, you do what you can do. You know, you do, and just you know, I was at the point where I would make all my things. I did all my tinctures and I used them. So you guys do what you can do. That's the point, is to be prepared. I think it's huge.
And anyway, the illusion is choice.
All right, so what?
Oh, I wouldn't say
Sheila.
I would say I was really worried too much. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to keep an eye on this stuff, and I don't want it to pop off and be caught totally flat-footed. I'm totally making sure that we're keeping our preps in line and up on, you know, the high levels. If we're cycling through our stuff right now pretty good, like, which means we're taking our old stuff down and using it, and we're replacing it now with, you know, new stuff.
Our foods?
Yeah, just stuff that we've had in stores, you know, in our storage, in our root cellar.
What does help a lot of times when you have a lot of stuff, if you are buying things that have labels and then the company changes the labels, you know, you got to use the old labels first on some certain things like that too.
Our garden's producing right now, so we're harvesting that stuff. Stacy's been fermenting like crazy, so we're building up all of our winter stores. We're eating fresh out of the garden right now, every day, every meal, and then we're also putting away for all the winter time. We'll be able to eat fresh from the garden all winter time with our ferments.
And for you guys, and I always say, like, for your herbs, you know, you can go ahead and get some herbs. They have the really cute ice cube trays that have lids on them even. So you could even mince up a bunch of your favorite herbs, especially like basil, because basil doesn't dry very well. It loses a lot of flavor. I like to do that with basil. Put them in the ice cube trays and you stack them up, and whenever you need basil and some pasta sauce or whatever you're doing, you can just pop out the ice cube and do it like that. Like one of my friends, they went ahead and blended up a bunch of the tomatoes just with the skin and all, and then they just put them in containers and put them in the freezer, and then they'll just go ahead and use that. So when it comes time to have like a red sauce, they could put it in there and put other stuff with it. If you want to go ahead and blend up garlic in it, you could put basil in it and already just have a sauce and freeze it. So if a lot of you guys don't feel comfortable with, you know, canning it or processing it, or you could ferment it, you could do something like that. So that's another option. So there's lots of different ways that you could do this. I know a lot of people with their extra tomatoes are like, I don't have time, I don't want to do it, I want to wait in the winter, I'm too busy in the summer. So they get a lot of their tomatoes and they just put them in bags whole, and then that way when you take them out, you don't have to
take them
out of the freezer. When you take them out of the freezer, the skins come right off of them. You don't have to blanch them or anything, and then you can make your sauces that way. So you can wait and do it. For me, a lot of the times I like to get a lot of my berries and I freeze them. I'll eat a lot of them. I might make one big batch of jelly or something, and then I'll freeze a lot of them, and in the winter months when I have more time and the days are shorter, I'll go ahead and process them and make my jellies, or, you know, whatever I'm going to make out of them. I can do that too. So it's just kind of do with what you got, you know. I mean, you can grow herbs in a small area. You know, a lot of times there's so much produce now. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much coming out. But you have your rock stars every single year. So in the garden, I was really looking forward to, people are asking my cucamelons. My cucamelons were going crazy, but they're not producing because I have these little buggy things on them and I can't seem to get that under control. But everything else is really good all around. I just didn't do good with my squash early in the season. I always try, but I'm going to plant them again and they'll be fine. So I'll plant them on Thursday, the 25th. So you just do and you use what you have. You know, like I know a couple, like last year, year before, green beans were rocking. Like this year, the green beans are rocking. My green beans are getting ready to be really good. Looks like my tomatoes are wonderful this year. My peppers are being really good this year. My herbs usually are always really good. So I like to do herbs. And for a lot of you guys, if you do have a lot of herbs, you can also ferment and make kind of a paste out of herbs. So you can make like a herb paste. If you want oregano paste or thyme paste, you could go ahead and do that.
Pamela, you won't lose your ferments if you lose electricity. You just leave them in the refrigerator, and, you know, they don't have to be in the refrigerator. They just need a cool, dark spot. So you'll be fine.
So you
won't have no problems with it.
Go put them down in the, you know, if you're out of electricity for a really, really long time, and it gets hot or something, if you have a basement,
3 days or 4 days.
Yeah, some of them might get kind of taste a little different.
Throw a bag of ice in there. Just leave them in there and throw a bag of ice in there. Still have a cool, dark spot.
Yeah, right? They'll last a while.
Come on now. You ain't gonna lose your ferments. Okay. Ferments are very tolerable. Trust me, we lived it.
I lived it.
We have a very intolerable life in our house, and the ferments do fine. And before we had a root cellar, we just kept them in the house and under the house.
Oh yeah, Kathy says crazy abundance of green beans. Fermented dilly beans are amazing. So you can do the same recipe with carrots. You can do carrot spears, or you can do carrot like buttons, and the green beans, you can do the whole carrots or green beans and stick them in there, and then put some fresh dill and put some garlic, a few cloves of garlic, chop it in a couple pieces, and it's amazing in a brine. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I can't wait to make some dilly beans. So I have my favorites. I really like the carrots with the dill and the garlic, and I like the dilly beans with the dill and the garlic, and I like the giardiniera. I made some of that with cauliflower, and you can do onions, and you can do some carrots, and I put some herbs in there. I think I did some basil and some dill in those, and that's another good one. And I love beets, fermented beets, and I have this here actually. We had that for dinner tonight. Here's some of my sauerkraut. So I have my few favorites that I just love, and then my salsa and my tomato sauce. So those are the ones that I have staples that I make lots and lots of.
Can you ferment herbs?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, you can make it into like a little paste with some water, and you can ferment the herbs, yes. Or whatever you're fermenting, put a bunch of herbs in there, and then you can eat those too when you're eating your ferment. So Joe says they have a lot of peppers, but they're small. Any idea why? Sometimes with the maybe inconsistent watering, has it been too hot? Like when it gets too hot, peppers don't like it. And if they're not getting enough water, peppers do like water, because you'll notice a pepper, maybe it doesn't taste well, or the skin's kind of thick. They're not getting enough water. You know, when you get the peppers and they're nice and juicy, they're getting plenty of water, so they do like it. So what do you do? What do you put? Go back down. Put in the tray with the basil and freeze. Some water in the basil. Wild berry patches on our acreage in Oklahoma. Do you have a good jelly recipe for them? For me, I just like to do my berries with lemon juice. You do great.
I went out and got them in the beginning of the video right off our
Yep, here's some more. Yeah.
Concord grapes, y'all. We feed ourselves. All right.
Oh, should we talk about that elephant in the room?
Let's talk about the salt. Let's talk about salt, baby. Let's talk about the lies, crazy. Let's talk about everything has this and that, and it's crazy. Oh my gosh, y'all. Blowing up my emails about this business. All right. So, Redmond real salt. Comes right from an ancient mine in the ground. Never seen plastics.
Well, let's just stop. Before, there's been stuff on social media, and they were talking about the heavy metals in salt. They're talking about the Celtic salt. They're talking about a couple different salts. They're talking about the Redmond salt.
They're just talking to try to be relevant.
So
we're gonna tell you guys what's up. Okay. So apparently they had some third-party testing, but I don't really trust it. Just to be honest with you.
So a lot of people, have you guys heard about the stuff going on?
And I read also too that their third-party testing was kind of sketchy. It was like she said something about, or the person said something about, like, you know, subscribers and this and that did the testing, and then there's just a lot of funky stuff going on. But we want to just rest assured you guys to know that we are in full contact with the Redmond organization. We know them. They know us.
And they test.
They know you.
They test.
And they love you guys.
And the one thing, if you guys have any questions about anything, they're very transparent.
Full disclosure,
about everything.
place.
You can go and you can talk to them. You can email them. They're very good.
Family business. Like, they actually care about your health and nutrition. Daryl is the grandson of the guy who found the mine. Great-grandson. I know him. I met him years ago at a Mother Earth News Fair thing. They've always been very nice to us. Always been forthcoming, and this information started popping up so someone can make a name for themselves or cause a little action out there, because that's the name of the game right now, is getting the action, putting up the gotcha headlines and not really following through with it. All right, so here we go.
So here's the thing. So a lot of, and if you look, there's natural occurring heavy metals in a lot of stuff. In the soil, you have it in foods. So there's lead and arsenic. I mean, there's heavy metals in root vegetables, especially like in your carrots and potatoes and beets and things like that. You're going to get it in your leafy greens. You're going to get it in eggs. You're going to find heavy metals everywhere. So it's just like anything else. Like apple seeds have arsenic in them. You have to eat a lot of this stuff, and this is like natural heavy metals that you will find, as opposed to like things that you would get that were man-made. So a lot of people, when you look at the parts per million, it's kind of confusing. So I just want to read something to you guys. So here's a part that we wish we could help people understand. You have parts per million, which is ppm, and parts per billion, ppb, mean absolutely nothing in terms of safety. Parts per million is just a percent notation that means milligrams per kilogram. The part that matters with any of these is the provisional tolerable intake, which is called PTI, and that is reported in milligrams per kilogram of body weight. Or in case of arsenic, that number is reported in micrograms per kilogram of body weight. So this is the amount under which the consumption is considered safe. So for arsenic, that number is 3 micrograms per kilogram of body weight per day. So for a 150-pound person, that means that the safe amount is less than 204 micrograms a day. So at 91 parts per billion, a serving of real salt would have 0.123 micrograms of the 204 micrograms that's considered safe. So to get anywhere near the safe level, one would have to eat 1,600 servings of real salt per day, which is about 5 pounds of salt, which is a lot. Okay, so in this report that was posted on social media, it said it was 91 parts per billion of arsenic is about 11 parts per billion higher than the average we show on our online analysis. So of 1 billion parts, there's a difference of 11 parts between these results. Okay, so that's a little misleading. So with her lead number of 290 parts per billion and our average we have posted online, the difference is 90 parts of 1 billion parts. And again, it's nothing crazy to have 90 parts difference in a test. So for lead, the PTI is 75 micrograms per kilogram of body weight per day for all sources and 30 for only food sources. So it's a little less for pregnant women. It should be 25 micrograms and 6 milligrams for little kids. One serving of real salt at 290 parts per billion would have 0.0004 milligrams or 0.4 micrograms of lead per serving. So you would need to eat 75 servings of real salt, or one of those big shakers, like 4-ounce shakers of salt daily. So the thing is you got to look at, salt is a very small part of a person's diet. Also, it's just like the big thing is when you are eating your food, you just want to eat a good, well-balanced diet, right? With whole foods, because a lot of these foods, nature has given us everything we need. So when you look at nature and you look at your leafy greens and you look at your meats, so like things like calcium and iron and magnesium and calcium and all these things that are in our foods that give us this nutrition, it also helps to pull out heavy metals out of the body. So your body is smart. So when you're eating certain things that have zinc in them and it has vitamin C in them, all these foods that we should be eating, like eggs and your leafy greens and citrus products and all these foods that are good whole foods, they're going to help make you good too. So just remember, we need to eat good and we don't want to overdo anything in life. So it's just important that we are eating the right foods and then we're not, ingesting whole salt shakers a day of things, or doing anything. You don't want to do anything and overdo anything. So when we talk about any type of thing that's good for you, you don't want to sit there and eat, like tub loads of kale. Then you're going to, it's like razor blades chopping you up with all the oxalates. You don't want that. So just eating things in moderation is how our lives are supposed to be. And always look, what I like is you want to look into people who are transparent and they have all their listings of everything. And when they're testing at the mine, they test all the time.
We've been to the mine.
They test yearly. They use stainless steel when they collect everything. Surgical stainless steel.
They have food grade, and then they have the non-food grade.
For animals
It's very
and all that stuff.
meticulous and everything.
So they test every single year. So the one thing that's really cool about it is they will list everything, and they will always take, because they test all different samples, they will always take the highest sample that they have. Some places might take the low sample. They will take the highest sample of, you know, whatever they're putting on there, because it's just an average. So, but they'll always pick the highest. So they stand behind everything. I am not stopping. He's not stopping. All my friends that I know are still, you know, using the salt. And
we're not selling stuff to, you know.
No, I mean, it's a product that I
That's
love.
what you guys just got to watch out for it. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to try to sell stuff and get you swayed in a way so they can make a few bucks, pretty much. Make a name for themselves or something. I try not to be like that. I want to make sure all my information's spot on. I'm not trying to mislead anybody. We're not doing anything nefarious here.
But
I'm telling you, but there are people out there that are doing that.
And you just got to do what you do, you know, do your research. And
why are you getting off my video, losing my
I don't know
time?
how I did that. How did that happen? Did I push it?
I wish you guys would sell tinctures. An elderberry tree said, and as an elderberry tree. I wish you guys would sell tinctures. And is it an elderberry tree you said you had? Yeah, we have an elderberry tree.
There was some bush. It's not
We have
really a tree.
bushes. Yeah, elderberry bushes. If you want some tinctures, you can buy single tinctures from the doc.
Jones.
And you
He's got 'em
can go
all.
use this link right here that I'm putting in the tab there. It's offgridwithdougandstacy.com. And then just hit the shop tab up at the top. And if you don't see it, there's 3 little lines. And just hit those and it'll drop down and say shop. And then scroll down to Homegrown Herbalist and click that link.
Margie says, how long did it take my grapes to produce? The second year, they were amazing. Second year. They did really good. The thing is we had them one place, and my chickens got them. Molly took the things that I had.
That's when we
covering
did
them.
the trellis and everything,
Yeah.
remember? And we never
And then-
followed up with it because it got destroyed.
Well, because Molly took the coverings over it, and then when we were gone, the chickens ate them. And then we waited a little bit, and then I ended up planting them, and I put them against the fence in our garden, and then I just have been kind of helping them up. I guess it's been a year or two. Is it the second year?
Becky Anderson got her elderberries from Doug and Stacy, and they're growing great.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you guys, if you guys want elderberry plants, we'll usually have them for sale in, you know, like December, January, February, like right around in there. Because you got to wait till the winter time.
Now, here's the other. What is it? Kristen says, do you have the tickets up for spring yet?
No, but they are about to drop.
And Dr. Jones will be there.
Yeah, Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones will be
right
there.
now. We're trying to sell Stacy's conference tickets for the woman's thing. So I got to get that out of the way so then I can start the other thing. And we're not doing an August thing this year. And Stacy's literally trying to get me to just stop doing them all together. And then we'll just do the two, the woman's conference and then the... Maybe I should do a man's thing. Oh, man, I can't do it.
Oh, yes. Did Dow Jow. Thank you. You're right. That's right. We had a nice lady send it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, did Dow Jow. Love it. That really worked, too.
What about the relight that has natural flavors? They actually use natural flavors.
Also, if you're concerned with it, just go ahead and get the unflavored.
Yes.
Well, unflavored is amazing.
We talked to them about that right up front. We were like, man, it says natural flavors. Everybody knows that's code for MSG and all that stuff. And they said, no, we actually get dehydrated everything, and we use that as part of our thing. And that's exactly what they do. So they are using actual natural stuff, fruit and stuff in the relight. Where do I get the bunker buster? You go to this link right here, okay? I'm going to drop the actual link right to the bunker buster, and it might be clogged up right now because there's a lot of you guys trying to go on this link. We gave them a heads up that we were going to talk about it because I feel like it's pretty important. You know what I mean? Like, things are popping off. You could start seeing random everythings right now, so you guys want to be having some medical reassurance. You know, the police and the ambulance and everything, they're minutes away when seconds count. This could be end up being your first line of defense, could actually save you or something. I mean, no joke out there.
Veronica, there will be 200 women.
Or less.
Or less, yes. 150 to 200.
No, we won't send you those elderberries. You can't really send plants and stuff all around everywhere. You know, they have these regulations on crossing borders with that stuff. But I think I can send you guys the stitches in Canada now.
What?
I don't know, man. Like I'm reading like there's no blockage on.
I thought they did.
No, I'm gonna have to do some more homework in there. All right, so the secret to everything was we grow our own food so nobody has power over us. That's one of our secret weapons is we grow our own food. Here's our grape stash. I went out and pulled these off right at the live show in the beginning there. We also have our great medical kit here with all kinds of herbal remedies. Our bunker buster with bandages, tinctures, remedies, cold and flu stuff, everything. Bandages, duct tape, sutures with duct tape. The whole, I mean, just really to take care of you and your family on the spot in emergencies, okay? You can get that right here. It's worth every penny of it. If you can't afford it or something, that's okay. Save up your money. Try to figure out how you can afford it if it's important to you. Because that's usually how it works, isn't it? If you really find that something's important to you or you really want it, you always try to find a way. That's how I've lived my life. I mean, I've had goals and wanted to get stuff. And then I make it happen.
I will tell. If there's a will, there's a way. One thing he is, you are. If he wants something, he no matter what.
I manifest
and I'm like, oh my gosh, blessed. He does.
I'm blessed.
He does.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm too blessed to be stressed. And,
he'll figure out a way to get it done, no matter what it is. And I'm thinking, there is no way. I just looked at the live numbers, and it was 1, 1, 1, 1. 1.
The time, you mean?
We are all ones. That's good.
That means
numbers.
we've been here
Those
over
are
an
good
hour.
Numbers.
I have all those and many more growing on my 3 acres. Cool to see so many Aussies here. Aussies love Doug and Stacy. We are going to go to Australia. We're going to try to, you guys, if you're from Australia, you start hitting us up, and we're going to plan to come to there, and we're going to have an event there, but we don't really know the place, so we're going to.
Well, it's so big. You can't, it's not like.
They'll all come to us. They will
it's
too.
So big.
It's not, Australia's not that big.
Yes, it is.
No, everybody lives like way over here, and then there's Outback. It's not that big. We want to do an event. Maybe we'll go to 2 places in Australia. Because that's serious. We'd like to do that. But I don't know if you guys will really do it. I mean, if you guys would really care. But it'd be cool.
You know what, Pure Blood Dad? How do you keep the bugs and birds off of your grapes? I have not done anything to them, and I don't know if it's because of my chickens are all around and the guineas and all that. Nothing's bothering them. They're beautiful this year. I guess I should.
See, please come to Sydney. You guys, if you want to get Redmond salt at a discount, here's the link, right? You just scroll down and get Redmond salt. Also, while you're there, you can pick up the bentonite clay because it's the 1-2 punch. The bentonite clay actually is the covering that keeps the salt pure and pristine. That's why getting them both right from the same source, okay? So get yourself some salt and bulk up on that stuff. We keep 25-pound bags around here all the time. I'm looking at 3 bags of basmati rice just laying around at my feet here. See, we always buy in bulk. We get the 50-pound bags. This is a...
That's not 50.
I know, I'm not saying that. This one's 20 pounds, and we get the 25-pound bags of Redmond salt, and you guys should be too, right? You can get the kosher salt, or the fine, or the coarse. We use all of it, actually. But if you use that link, it saves you money. All of our links save you money. All right, here we go. The Bible teaches us that Jesus takes away the enmity. He is God. Trust with your life no matter what you are or who you are. Please come to East Texas. I got the kosher and the fine. What do you think about kaolin? Kaolin.
That's a clay.
Is it a clay? I like bentonite clay. I've never heard of kaolin.
Well, they're all kind of, you know.
Stick with the bentonite.
They're
Doug and Stacy approved.
Well, there's different types. The one thing I like about the Redmond bentonite clay, and there's different ones. There's like the calcium bentonite, and I like it because it's a mixture of the calcium bentonite, and it's a good mix of all the different minerals. So I like that one the best out of some all the other ones because I have tried all of them. All right, so
The earth has a firmament.
I also want to talk about, like even in your emergency kits, look about things like even like cards, if you could play cards, you know what I mean? What's going to happen, especially with kids and things, if the electric went out or you had a cyber attack or something happened, what are you guys going to do? Make sure you have plenty of books, you have cards, maybe you have games and things like that. Have that available too. All right? Matches, lighters, batteries, flashlights. Make sure you have plenty of water.
Bentonite clay is good for shingles. It's good for poison ivy. It's good for burns. It's good for abrasions. It's good for drawing out stuff of tick bite. It's good for spider bites, bee stings, wasp stings. It's a good mask for your facial for you ladies out there.
Or acne.
Acne for the kids. Pulls that stuff right out of them. Clears up a lot of kids, we've heard.
It's great for diaper rash.
We heard of a kid that slid down the driveway and all the gravel got stuck in their leg and they just started putting that bentonite clay all over there. You got to make the paste. What is it? 1 part water, 1 part paste. And then you mix it all up and you put it on there and then it pulled all the gravel and all that stuff out of the leg and healed it up real nice.
Mastitis.
Cuts,
For
mastitis,
animals,
very
women.
good for mastitis, animals and women.
Dwayne says, I had a sore throat and I
Bentonite clay,
gargled
y'all.
with a
You can take it internally too, but we haven't really talked about that yet.
I had a sore throat and I gargled with Redmond salt, and next morning it was gone. And then I was listening to some dentist or something on YouTube, and he was talking about, how we talk about the Soleil, we do the the hydrated salt water. So he said, you make a more concentrated salt water. So you put, maybe like a tablespoon in some water, and then you gargle with this. And he said it like if you had an infection or something in your mouth, and you gargle, and you did that a few times a day, it will really knock out the infection. And he says it's just amazing. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I'll leave a link to Stacy's bestest ever
What?
tooth powder that you guys can make yourself with the bentonite clay. Everyone that has ever come into contact with her recipe has talked about how well it has worked on their teeth and how their teeth have improved, and the doctor's like, wow, the dentist and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So there's the video right there is the link. I'll leave it one more time. You can click it. It'll open a new window up on your laptop, and then you can just pause it and then watch it when we're done here, because we're going to wrap it up here in a little bit. So that's a really good video too. And she has a fermenting book and a remedy book, you guys, that you can get at the off-grid store, right? And all that information's in there. How to ferment, all kinds of recipes, all kinds of remedies with household stuff that you probably already have laying around the house, how to take care of yourself. We talked about the bunker buster, which you guys can get at our link as well from Homegrown Herbalist, which is off the chain with tinctures and sutures
And
books and how to use the stuff, and gauzes and bandages and every sutures and everything. It's kind of a complete first aid kit, and all of this stuff is our secret weapon that we how we maintain ourselves and stay out of big pharma. It does work. Stacy has the remedy book and added charcoal and xylitol. Yeah. See, everyone that uses that recipe for the teeth powder loves it. What do you filter your water with? We have a couple of threaded filters and a charcoal filter. Then we run it through the Berkey. And then we remineralize it with the Redmond real salt after we run it through the structurer. Because you guys got to be drinking structured water. We talked about that.
But we will be having, that's coming up.
We're going to talk about that coming up.
We're going to have an expert.
If you're in the university, university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com. University.offgridwithdougandstacy.com. If you're in the university, right, we've already talked about this. Now, you guys at the university, we do a lot of hands-on stuff. We meet once a week over there. We drop other videos over there. We have a nice community over there. If you guys want to join, it's a whole $9 a month. I mean, come on, seriously. $2 and like 25 cents a week. Okay? And we get to chat in there and we talk whatever we want to talk about. No one censors us there. And if you want to join that, it's university.offgridwithdoulandstacy.com. What do you think of biochar? I think it's awesome.
So here you want
Do
to
you use colloidal silver, Stacy? Yes, she does, to the point where it turns things purple.
No, shut up. We're not. No, there's a really good brand I like called Onle, O-N-L-E, and
Yes.
it's made with structured water because our cells are structured water.
Yes.
Fruit things are made from structured water. So when the
When
structured
you're
water,
thirsty, this is the best way to probably get your water.
Yeah, fruit and all that. But structured water is amazing. And should we do structured water next week or the week after?
It'll be soon.
We'll have a lecture and we'll have a guest come in and talk about structured water a little bit more. So you guys will be like, oh my gosh. So it's very interesting and how the body really needs it, because a lot of us can drink a lot of water. It goes right through you and your cells do not absorb it, because by structuring it will really help. So
did you guys know there was a worldwide web outage just the other day? Like they had to ground all the airplanes and all this kind of stuff. Did you guys know that? A lot of people don't know that. Somebody asked if this big outage goes on, do we have a ham radio or CB radios? I'm not really interested in talking to nobody. If this stuff cracks off and pops off, I'm keeping my lights down low, and I'm keeping myself to myself.
Oh, Pam says my grandma Shishan's whole pickled cucumbers came out good. Oh, my grandma would love that.
Can you eat the tomatoes if the possum pooped in your garden? Probably.
The possum?
Yeah, I mean, like that's on the surface. I mean, you could grab it off there right quick, and if you feel bad about it, you could,
Well, if you saw the poop. If it was raccoon poop, I would freak out.
Yeah, raccoon
Ugh.
poop's way toxic. Possum poop, I don't know, I wouldn't sweat it. I would probably just flick it off and, it's not like he actually pooped right on the tomato or anything. It's in the ground.
If it was fresh, yeah, for it to go down in there.
Yeah. All right, if you got some respiratory viruses, hit some garlic and honey. That stuff is awesome for respiratory stuff, right? Like, you guys should be making that right now. I'll leave the video for you guys. I don't mind spoon feeding you all this information. But seriously, this is what Big Pharma doesn't want you to know.
Yeah, and it was so funny. What we were talking about that last week? Or was it on the university about the garlic and honey? You guys should be making some of this stuff.
I'm trying to tell them.
It takes a few months.
It
So
does.
if you're worried about and people are getting sick in the winter months, you'll have it, because at least a month you need to let it set.
And copper's great for healing.
And then 3, 4, 5, 6 months, it's going to be really rocking. So if you start making it now, after the thing, I went ahead and made another one. I have a bunch of them around, but I made a little pint jar. I had done a bunch of garlic. I was doing ferments, so I had extra garlic, and I'm like, shoot, I'll just put that in a jar. I poured some honey over it, and now I'm burping it every day now for a couple weeks. And then that way I'll have some more. Or if somebody comes over and they don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of times I'll gift it to them.
Honey and garlic can sit in the jar indefinitely. You're going to use it way before it matters. So no matter what, just make them and have them sitting around, you guys. This is July, August, September, October, November. You're already late. December, January, right? So you're already late. So already you should be making this stuff. And I left the link there. You guys can click it, open the box, come back to it in 2 seconds when we say goodbye. Watch that video, get your materials, and make it, okay?
And then Boy Mama says, speaking of bee stings, I used the ACV and it worked awesome. Used it on myself and my grandson when he was here and got stung. I'm telling you, the apple cider vinegar, if you get stung, you rush in as quick as you can, pour it all over it, and it neutralizes the venom. Wonderful. You should have lots of apple cider vinegar.
All right. I mean, y'all, please stay vigilant coming up to this election, man. I don't know if you guys can see what's going on, but it's kind of crazy out here. We got an attempted assassination on a former president, possible 3 shooters at the event. You're being lied to about the actual shooter. It wasn't that dude, that little stooge kid. They've already leaked out that it was an Antifa guy, and they're trying to take that back. They don't want that information out there. We believe that it was Antifa guy. There has been definitely 2 shooters, definitely, but we think 3, possibly 3. A lot of hokey pokey stuff going on with that, right? We got Joe Biden, MIA now, hasn't been around for a minute, and apparently has dropped out of the race 90 days before a major election. Have you ever seen that in your lifetime? No, you have not, because I have not. Because it has never happened before. We are in the world of firsts. First everything.
Tim wants to know, Tim Peters, Farm and Garden. He says, what's the best vitamin D? What I
told you guys this year was going to be lit.
It is. It's crazy.
And I told you the hurricanes were going to be hard. The first one that came in was pretty good. 3 million people without power.
So what I've been starting to do now is trying to get most of all my vitamins from foods. So vitamin D, you can get it in mushrooms. Tremella mushrooms are really good for vitamin D3. And then what I have been also looking at too, and I have that I got, was dragon's blood. It's very high. It's a bark from a tree, and it's very, 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 I think it's the highest, way up there in vitamin C. So I've been trying to get different things in from food sources. If I need
the economic stuff, right? That's popping off. Seriously, y'all, there is so much going on right now. It's wearing on me. I'll be honest with you. Have you guys seen a video since the president got smacked? And then before that, I mean, my videos are really slowed down. I'm trying to assimilate and disseminate and check out all this information, and it just keeps leading into one trash hole into another. I don't know what to do, man. I've started looking back on Trump from back in the day because I wanted to try to see all the programming we've been programmed with for such a time as this. Holy smokes, man. All the programming and predictive programming and everything that we've been through growing up. This is for this time right now. Seriously, man. They have just moved us, like, if you're around 50 like us, 56, 60, right around there, 55, 48. We have been just manipulated and dog-tied, and it's sick because the more you learn and wake up out of this stupor, oh, man.
Oh, Jennifer says fire cider too. Definitely put the video up on my fire cider. So these things are just good.
Just type in fire cider off-grid Doug, and it'll pop right up, y'all.
So just remember these things just to be prepared. Have these things in your pantry. I like to have emergency pantry area where I have all that kind of stuff, like my garlic honey and my fire cider. Those are your quick go-to things. And then I like the bunker buster for big time things. So I definitely, I'm trying to be more and more organized. It's hard to be organized. You start doing all these things, but really just try to get them. Like in the university, I did a thing with backpacks and, making ones. I have one for the animals if I need to run out to the animals for something. So I have a special one like that. And then I have another one that has some stuff. Because when you have an emergency or something happens, you need to have everything with it. Because I just remember people will be here, something happens, and it's like, well, where's this? Well, I know where everything is. Something might be here, something might be there. But if someone else is the person that you're sending to get it, they don't know where it is because you're attending to somebody that got hurt. So just think about these things in case of emergency, because once you have an emergency, it really makes things easy to have everything all together.
No, we don't recommend water bottling eggs for storage or any kind of fancy egg storage treatment.
No,
if
you
can just don't.
Water
hold
glassing.
on now.
I didn't say recommend.
Water glassing is how you tell if they're good.
No, water glassing is you're going to go ahead and put it in the line. That's good.
That's for but we don't.
I don't
never done that ever.
Because
if you don't wash your eggs, they last a long time already.
So
and we have constantly eggs coming out.
So if I
didn't, more work.
Well, just listen.
I'm listening.
If I didn't have my spring little chicks every year, because now, I mean, we're going crazy. I'm going to have 100.
We got guineas everywhere.
I'm going to have, he found yesterday, 50 or 60 guinea eggs under the beehive hidden.
I was going to go out there and work my bees, and I'm like,
so
oh my gosh.
And I already have 30 babies running around. I'm going to have so many guineas, but I have a lot of mama chickens doing eggs, and then, we incubate them, and I have a lot of chickens. So if I didn't have chicks in the spring, that when it's time for them to lay, it takes about 6 months or so. So in the winter, your first year, when they're pullets, you'll get eggs through the winter time. Usually when they're over a year, they take the winter off and they won't lay. So that's when people don't have eggs. So from us, I have fresh eggs all year round. Now, if I didn't have that benefit and I would start collecting my eggs, I might water glass my eggs and do that, but I don't do that.
Never have we ever
We've
done
never
that.
done it, but I
Ever.
might do it.
But I'm telling you guys that eggs last a long time if you don't clean them off. If you leave them alone, they can take some heat, not too hot, and they can take a little cold, not freezing, but they will last a long time.
If you keep them
weeks. Months.
Yeah, if you put them in the refrigerator, they'll last a few months easy.
Yeah, and if you put them in the fridge, it's a whole.
And then by then you're gonna have winter. So that's kind of how we do it. But if I had tons and tons of eggs, usually I give them away because we have plenty of eggs.
We're
But
always
if
eating
I-
our eggs.
If I needed them, I would try it. I would do the waterless. I've tasted them; they taste fine.
Yeah, we have never done it.
No, I
All
never
of our
have.
years living here, we are always in eggs, and we just let them set around too. Like we don't. Really,
Yeah, but in the refrigerator
It's
they
just
will
another
last a
step.
long time.
Yeah.
And then if you have your chicks in the spring, you'll always have your first year. You'll have eggs all winter long.
Yeah.
Pauline, Buffalo Bill Lodge, said made 30 jars of dandelion, honey, lemon, and orange, added ginger and jam. Ooh, that sounds delicious.
5-6 months easy, yeah.
For what?
How many guineas did you start with? We started with I don't know, maybe 10.
No, I don't think we started with that many. I think I had just a few. Maybe 6. And then we built from there.
6
I
to
loved
10
them
or
so much.
whatever.
Maybe we had 8.
This is our biggest year. We are in abundance on the whole
Oh,
stuff.
I don't know what
have
it means.
Eggs hatching all. We have mama turkey. I guess I could do a video that nobody will watch about my little animals on the
They're
homestead.
no, it'd be so cute.
No one's gonna watch
You guys,
it.
I am having so much fun.
You guys want the drama.
The guineas
I got the
so
numbers to prove
cute.
it.
I got mama turkey with her babies, and then I have 2 dads and a mom that are raising 18 or 17 guineas. Little baby ones are so cute. And then I have another mom and dad guinea that have 8, and they're getting bigger. And it's so cute. The mom goes up, then the babies go up on the fence, and the next one, then the dad, then they go down. They're so cute. All I do is watch my little
We got
animals
that, and
on
then
the way.
today I was going out that way, and then the mama had her little guineas. She had her little baby. They're like this big. There's 15 of them.
No, they're
and 2 little
17 or
white
18.
ones. And they all went across the little street right there. I stopped and let them cross the little street.
They're so cute. They are really
And we got a
cute.
mama walking around with her 3 babies. She had 5. She lost 2. She's been doing really good with them.
Well, she decided, okay, here's the thing what happened. The guineas now, the mama with her turkeys she stays out. And so now they're getting a little bit bigger so they can kind of jump up on a branch. So she found a branch over here in the woods, but it's over on our property a little bit, but it's kind of low, and I didn't notice she was on that, so I think one of them got eaten, which I was kind of sad about. So I keep shooing her and moving her out of the way, and I try to get them up on the fence in the garden. And so the reason why she's going low and not up so high is because only 2 of her babies can go up, and the 1/3 baby cannot go up that high. It keeps falling down because I try to pick it up and she attacked me.
You don't need, Cookie Monkey, you don't need 14 years of head start with your fowl. Once you get your first chickens, I mean, that's it. Then you're going to have eggs. And then you'll just get them in cycles on your first run. You'll get some right off, let them go. And then right before winter, a couple months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months before winter, boom, get your second group, and then you'll have eggs. Because the ones will lay through the winter more because they're younger. Then they'll just keep going like this. In 2 years, you just drop them out, get some new ones, and keep your kind of cycle going or hatch some new ones.
Yeah, so if you have an incubator, you could incubate them in the spring, and then you'll have baby chicks, and then you'll raise them up, and then they'll run around, and then by wintertime, they'll lay. So that's what I constantly keep doing. I constantly bring young ones in so that I have eggs.
Another good prep is the sun oven. And if someone just asked what kind of pots to use in them, you can use any kind of pots in them. Just make sure that they're dark.
That's not shiny.
Yes.
It can be anything except
Stainless steel's not that hot. You want to use dark pans.
Well,
Cast iron's good.
glass.
Glass is
That's
good.
not dark. You can use glass. You can use cast iron. You can use stoneware. You can use anything, but just don't use stainless steel that will reflect the sun back.
Right.
And so then it will cook as well.
And the nice thing about the sun oven is it doesn't have a smell. You can dehydrate with it.
Oh my gosh, it's dark. I have stuff in the sun oven. I'm making ghee in my sun oven right now.
Go get it. Show it to them.
You want to see my
Yeah,
ghee?
go get the ghee in the sun oven. This
It
is the
makes
beauty about it.
the
Like,
sun-
look, she totally forgot
It's
about it.
gonna be
If
great
it was in
stuff.
the oven, like she's told you guys how to make it before, it would have been wasted, gone. But since it's in the sun oven, you can just leave it out there all day long. And now she has ghee, and she totally forgot about it. So it's like this handy dandy little helper around the homestead. I can put a whole meal in there, a chicken, a full chicken, carrots, potatoes, all that stuff, right? Put it in the pot, set it on there. They actually sell these double stacked pots at Sun Oven. If you go there right now, you can probably get your name on some. I think they got some incoming. Use our link. Everything is about our link, guys. It helps us, you know, but it also saves you money, okay? And we're the only people that can save you money on Sun Ovens. They took the affiliate program away from everybody except us, okay? So you can dehydrate with it. It does all these things. It's a really good prep. It doesn't stink or anything else. And like I said, you could get those pots and pans. You can get on the pre-sale list, I believe. So the Sun Oven is another good prep to have that you guys should have. It's another secret weapon that we have. Purifies water, you know. It's a good device, okay? In your video, you said put a towel over the stainless steel inside the Sun Oven. Yeah, you want to cover it up. She's saying don't have it reflection back. So that's, if you have to use it, that's one way you could do it. All right.
That was really hard to do.
She got her ghee. Here it comes. Oh man, she's got to balance it. You had it that full?
Yes, I put 3 pounds in there.
3 pounds of butter in there to make her ghee, y'all. And she brought it all the way over here from the Sun
Up
Oven.
the steps and down the steps.
Up the steps and down the steps to grandmother's house we go.
No, no, don't spill it.
Give it to me.
This is beautiful. Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Be careful.
Here is the ghee from the Sun Oven. I think we did a video on how to make ghee in the Sun Oven. Plus, if you guys don't understand this, you get butter, grass-fed
I'll
butter.
tell it. Let me tell it. I'll tell it. So the best is you're going to get grass-fed butter. And then what you're going to do is you put it in the oven.
No, you don't. You put it in your Sun Oven.
You put it in a sun oven or the oven at, 250 degrees for a couple hours. And then what's going to happen
Don't
is
forget about it.
the casein and the lactose will drop to the bottom. And then you're going to be left with a pure butter oil, which is very, very high smoke point. I can't stand like making eggs or pancakes. I always burn the butter. I don't like burnt butter at all. And this has got a very high smoke point. And when you cook with it, I mean, you could leave the stove and let it go and be really hot. It's not going to burn or anything. It's very stable. And I love to cook with it. It makes great for baking if you're going to make, breads or even cookies or brownies or something like that. It's good for that. But besides that, it's really good for your immune system. It's very healthy and Ayurvedic. They love ghee. I mean, it's pretty, it's like sacred. It's wonderful. I use it on my skin. It's wonderful for that. And that's really my choice. And for a lot of people who have lactose problems, because you separate the lactose and casein, it's just the pure butter oil. It's just amazing. I love it. The flavor of it's great. I cook. It makes great if you want to make homemade potato chips or if you're going to roast your vegetables. It's wonderful with that. It just gives it a great flavor because it doesn't taste exactly like butter. It's kind of like a little nuttier, I guess. It has just a really nice flavor to it. So I love the stuff. And I make it, now every day I've been making it because what I do is I try to collect a lot of my butter throughout the year, and then early in spring I like to get, when the butter at springtime, when the grass is popping up, it's very nutrient dense because of all the new fresh stuff. So I like to get a lot of that butter, so I save it all up in the freezer, and then I make a lot of
butter's, ghee is shelf stable forever.
So yeah, you don't have to can it, you don't have to do anything. Once I get this, I'm going to put it in my bottles, in my jar. So about 3 pounds of butter will give me almost 3 pints of ghee. So
salted or unsalted butter doesn't matter.
I do both. I said when you look online, they'll say use unsalted, but I do both. And it works both ways.
What do you do with the milk solids?
The milk solids, I always tell this story. My grandpa, he always used to use the milk solids and spread it on his toast because it's kind of like because I use salted butter usually. It has a little salty taste. A lot of the cats love it. I give it to the cats. I might give a little bit to Molly. Whatever you want to do with it. You can do any of those things with it, I guess. And if you're
you can use ghee
intolerant,
in place of butter and lard in recipes, yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And the thing that's disgusting is if I go, because I have wonderful, naturally grass-fed this is butter. If you go to buy a pint of it, sometimes I've seen it for $25 a pint. It's expensive, but I know you can find it in a lot of places, for $10, $12. But shoot, if you find some butter, or you make your own butter, or you find a local Mennonite or Amish that makes homemade butter, just make sure if you're getting someone to make your butter, and here's my thing, they'll use probably regular salt. You find out what kind of salt they use. Make sure they use an unrefined salt. So
Redmond.
Yeah. So if you're having someone make your butter, give them the salt you want them to use for it.
Animal plus trauma is the same.
What happened?
Nothing. Make common sense great again, man. I don't know if they will, man.
That's a good. I like that saying.
I don't know if they will. And you know that Ronald Reagan used "Make America Great Again" stuff. Everything's a rehash, redo, rebrand. Why can't we be authentic, man? Come up with our own stuff. Why is everything got to be a rehash and a rebrand? I don't understand it.
Oh, Diana makes all of her ghee. Love it.
If your chicken is showing signs of lung infections, you could give it some ACV in the water, a capful in the water.
Okay,
helps.
here, the garlic honey. Did you make the garlic honey? They do very well with the garlic honey too. So you can even just get a little of the garlic honey, and then you can just put it in their beak, and they'll kind of lick it up. Or if you get a little syringe and just shoot it in their mouth, you can put a little of the garlic honey a few times a day, and that helps them a lot too. But definitely, and for the rest of your flock, you want to take the one that's sick out, put it somewhere else, put some apple cider vinegar in the water. You can also get some fresh garlic, squish it with your garlic smasher, put it in their water too with some apple cider vinegar, and that's the water they're going to drink. That really does help a lot. Chickens are notorious to get we call them colds. They get a little cold.
Who do you think we should vote for?
Okay, so T says my vinegar.
That's the bad part about it, isn't it? I can't tell you because voting is a scam. Everyone's selected, they're not elected. Kamala Harris is a perfect example. You guys had the Democratic debates, and they picked Joe Biden to be the guy, and they got rid of all the competition, and now they selected her for you. Everyone is selected.
Right? So go back down that way.
And basically what you do, I'm just going to get to the brass tacks of this, right? Once you start doing that, once you enter into that contract, that agreement, right? You're saying that you're basically agreeing to the system. You're agreeing to the thing because you're participating in it. So once you start learning about common law and all this kind of stuff, that's one of the first things, right? Is to break that, right? Stop contracting with these criminals. And the vote is kind of it's a bad deal, right? Because you're contracting, you're saying that you agree with them, and they're only giving you two options, and that's by design. I was studying too, back in the day, it wasn't the American Eagle, was never our stuff, right? It was the Phoenix. The Phoenix. Go look up what the Phoenix is. You can go look this up in history too. Don't just take my word for it. It was never the Eagle. The Eagle got switched when we got incorporated as America. But before that, it was the Phoenix. And just go look at the connection there. But I thought that was pretty interesting. And before that, I heard that Ben Franklin even wanted the turkey to be the national bird. You hear all kinds of stories. But I did check on the Phoenix one. It's solid.
Well, Handyman Hensley says, can I put poopy eggs all in one pot and boil them for hard-boiled eggs? No, I always wash them off
before you do that.
Before you boil them, because the shells are porous.
Yeah.
Make sure I would get the poop off of them.
And then they're talking about the 6G. They're going to ramp this up to 6G. What's her name? Oh, Christina. She's trying to warn you guys too how they're turning our bodies into antennas. I showed you guys the nanoparticles in the Pepsis. I told you guys that Pepsi and Coke have a deal with Microsoft. You can't make some of this stuff up. It's just too off the chain right now. Yes, it's the same bird, same wing. Do 2 wings on the same bird. That's the whole point too. Yeah, Elon Musk is a plant too. You guys got to dig into all this stuff, man. You know, they make you believe these people are on your side. You know, like, and they're creating lists. I have proof that they're creating lists. That they look at Trump actually has been creating lists of people that come to his rallies, and that's how they tried to, you know, do the investigating on the shooter, right? Because they have the list and they were looking at most likely to have guns, blah 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 blah. And I just worry that, you know, it's bad enough I'm making these videos, but they are developing this list. And then if you start thinking about the concentration camps and the, you know, the boxes and everything, right? You know, it just, you can take your mind to lead to there. That's it. That's the re-education camps. It come out and said as much, that they want to re-educate us. I mean, dang it. This is all so crazy. Brain chip, right? Elon Musk is all about the brain chip, which goes with Thiel, which goes with J.D. Vance, you guys. These guys are all into it. Donald Trump keeps talking about these med beds. There's just a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. That, you know, they're after your biometrics and your DNA. Oh, BlackRock just bought. Wait for it. Man, you guys.
How long is it going to take? Because I'll talk about something here.
I don't know. Just go ahead.
Called out says, how many guinea eggs equal 1 chicken egg? Oh, guinea eggs are smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would just be like a regular chicken egg. The only thing you have to, like a duck egg, is got a much bigger yolk and it's more fat. So, you know, I usually eat 4 eggs every day in the morning. So I eat 2 duck eggs. So it's probably, you know, cut them in half. But guinea eggs are just, you know, just like a chicken egg.
Man, you guys are not going to like this. BlackRock just bought a huge ass DNA company, like 23andMe. It was the next biggest one. The China boys own 23andMe. In case you guys don't know, if your kids are doing this stuff, you better stop them from doing this stuff. What's that? Spider. So they just bought the big DNA place. I can't remember the name. If you guys know, put it right there. Put it in the comments. And China already owns 23andMe, y'all. Dang it. I wish I could remember the name of that place. So that's a big deal. Because they are going to own everybody's DNA that's been sending in their stuff, right? So you got the swabs now. We got the avian flu swabs being developed right now. A rapid test, they call it. Everything is a hot mess right now, y'all.
All right, Anna Livingston says, eggs. If you have a rooster, is it still okay to leave the eggs not refrigerated?
Ancestry. That's right.
Yes, the only thing is they just, if you have a rooster, they're going to be fertilized. It's not going to make a difference. No. Lisa says, how do you keep the predators away from your guineas and chickens? Because at the nighttime, they go back into the coop. Unless my mommies, and it's funny, the moms know that the other poultry will pick on the babies. So they stay out till they're big enough. And then it's so cool. It's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, they know the babies are big enough. The mom will go in there. I look on the roost and it's like, oh, they got the babies with them because the moms know that they're big enough now and they won't get picked on.
Blackstone bought it. Same difference. Blackstone bought it. Are you guys into, what is that, Gematria? With the numbers and stuff, right? Gematria. If you guys look up water tower and then type in Donald J. Trump, that'll freak you out. Supposedly the second shooter was on the water tower. There's another shooter too. It's a hot mess, man. It's a hot mess.
MJ.
And it's both sides.
MJ says, do you pressure can on your wood stove? You can do it. It's a little more trickier. It's easier to do it like, most of the Amish, and for myself, I'll use my propane, or you can do kerosene stove or something like that. You need to get it pretty hot. I've canned on wood stove. I've done it before, but it's a little harder to do. It's just generally you can control it and really get it up there with the propane or the other stuff. But I can do it if I have to, so it can be done.
Council of 300. I mean, there's so much going on, you guys. These shady, deep state organizations, and you know, just look. Like, if you don't believe any of this conspiracy stuff, it was labeled that by the CIA to take you off the scent, anyways, to make us look bad. If anyone's trying to tell you any alternative information, but just if you use your own eyes, right? Look at Bill Gates running around talking about the jab, talking about the global climate changes, talking about how you should be sucking on bugs. Just look at that. That is deep state. That's a person unelected running around creating policy and bulldogging you into the way he wants you to live. That's what's going on. And that's without any conspiracy theory. That's just using your own eyeballs. But just to know there's another big thing, several of them going on behind the scenes, and they're all trying to take us to a place, and you won't like it. All right, that's it, man. We are going to blow out of here. We just want you guys to stay vigilant. You know, we wanted to show you our first aid kit set up. Hopefully you guys can get it. I'm thinking about giving one away. So if you're on our email list, I will send out some information.
Nice of him?
So if you guys want to get on our email list and you stayed this whole hour and a half or whatever it was, that's why you get the bonus selection here. All the people that came in and then left earlier on, they don't know about this giveaway now. So just go to offgridwithdouganstacy.com. There's a box there that you have to fill out to get on our email list. You'll get an email from us, and you'll need to hit the blue box to confirm that you actually requested it, so it's not spamming you and stuff. And then I'll send out some kind of little howdy-do email this week, and I'll let you know. But I might just go ahead and do that, right? Because we do love you guys, and we want to bless somebody. You know what I mean? But the problem that I have is I can't do anything under these stupid videos because there's trolls underneath the comment section saying that you won and to set up a Telegram account and hit me up on Telegram, and then they sucker you out of 40, 50 bucks for shipping because, you know, I got to get it to you, and then everybody gets ripped off in the comment section. So that's why I'm not doing nothing in the comment section. If anyone tells you you won or you're a winner or hey yo or hit me up, I'm Doug, it's a lie. It's a scam. It's a spammer. It's a scam. Because I won't do that. Okay? I already learned the lesson. And so I'm trying to save
from happening.
the problem.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to do it off our exclusive email. So you will get an email directly from me and we'll talk about it then. Okay? So you have to be on the email list, right? And if you're in the university, you're going to be included in that too.
Well, of course.
University gets all the giveaways. We do all kinds of giveaways over there at the university. Head on a swivel for sure, you guys. Stay in prayer. Stay spiritually fit, right? Spiritually fit.
Show Low Poet. Yes, these are incredible. You know anybody who has any bottles and stuff, I reuse these over and over and over and over and over again. Recycle, reuse, repurpose, right?
Yep, use it up, use it gone. That's all, you know, that's all the ways. But seriously, you guys just stay vigilant. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on right now, and I just don't want you guys to get caught flat-footed. 3 million people without power in Texas. We had a nationwide internet outage. The planes stopped flying and everything. It was crazy to watch. One guy had a tracker, all the plane traffic going. And then when the thing went blacked out, it was like, zoop. Nothing was moving. It was pretty wild to see. So they had that going on. And there's some strange connections with that company to Barack Obama. This other stuff, man. Oh my gosh. I just can't keep up with all this stuff. That's how crazy it is. Kombucha low in sugar, all of them, because the sugar's ate up in the fermenting process.
Yeah, so you're going to use the sugar, and that the way it ferments is it's got to have something to eat, so it's going to eat the sugar up. So just like, you know, when you make vinegar, you have to put sugar in it, and it's going to eat it all up also. So
outage was worldwide, Doug. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
It's no joke. I mean, we weren't really affected, but there was, you know, they
No, there were some
grounded a lot of planes.
local banks around here were down.
Yeah, local banks were messed up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. We are very vulnerable. We're way more vulnerable than you think.
So it's like
we are literally at their whim. I'm just gonna tell you straight. We are literally. There's really nothing you can really do except be ready to adapt or die. That's it. Stay spiritually fit and adapt or die, because literally we are at their whim. Didn't you see that during COVID? They want to mess up the supply chain. They can mess up the supply chain. They want to keep stuff from you, make you, you know, Simon Says to go into the store. They can do Simon Says to let you into the store. Didn't you guys remember all this stuff, man? It was only a few short years ago they exercised all these rights while we watched. Okay? So that's the only thing we're trying to tell you guys. Stay up on your preps. Don't get in a position where you're down on your stuff. You know, keep supplying yourself with your stuff.
and know that you can take care of yourself.
Food, water, shelter. You know, food and water for sure. You know, and you know, try to, you know, keep your debt under control as much as possible. You know, just be smart right now. You know, now's not the time to be loosey-goosey. Okay? Keep your ammunition up and ready to roll. Just keep everything ready to roll. That's all I can tell you guys. And just stay spiritually fit.
And you can sing. Singing is good.
Sorry, I'm Scottish, and we've been fighting for freedom for hundreds of years. Yeah, and you're about to lose it because they're replacing your whole place over there. The Irish and the Scottish. I know, but it's the same thing. All of Europe and all that, everywhere over there is being replaced. I was reading something.
Well,
the
I
other
saw
day
they're showing the different. They're changing how everything.
Yeah, in Paris, they say Paris. If you went to Paris back in the day and you went there now, walking around, you wouldn't even recognize the place. That's what they say right now. All right, but we're out of here.
Yes, I have to go look at my guineas.
Yeah.
Take care of everyone.
Offgridwithdougandstacy.com. Hit the shop tab or look for the 3 bars if you're on your cell phone. Those are called hamburgers. Hit that and it'll say shop tab. Hit that. Scroll down to Homegrown Herbalist if you want to get the Bunker Buster. If you want to get anything herbal related. If you want to even join his class and learn about taking care of yourself like that. Or just pick up a few tinctures or remedies or whatever. Use that link. If you want to get a sun oven, offgridwithdougandstacy.com/. All the things that we talked about. They want to
sign up for the giveaway.
The Redmond salt. Go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com/. And all those links save you money and helps the cause. And if you're on our email list, you have a chance of winning a Bunker Buster. I'm going to give one away. And that's out of our own personal stuff. Like, we just pay for that. You know? Because we live like nobody else, so we can live like nobody else. That part of what Dave Ramsey says that's the gospel truth. So that's how we can do that stuff. You know what I mean? We're blessed. We're fully on board with everything, and so we're going to share our blessings. Okay? See you guys.
And then you are going to do a video on all our cute animal babies. Everybody wants to see it.
And I don't have any injuries. My injury was a couple years ago, but I'm all good now. I think pretty much. All right. Stay in prayer, you guys. Share the video with your friends and see if they want to get in on a Bunker Buster. Maybe they'll win it and share it with you.